Do you ever feel paralyzed by your inner critic, that voice telling you you're not good enough? Elara, an artist, did too, until a spilled jar of ink changed everything. Watch how she transforms a mistake into a masterpiece and silences her self-doubt. You'll discover how embracing imperfection can unlock your creative freedom. Elara stood before her canvas, the scent of paint filling her small studio, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and dread. Her hand trembled as she reached for her brush, the fear of failure looming over her like a dark cloud. This time, she whispered to herself, "I won't let the voice win." The voice started its familiar refrain, a harsh echo of past criticisms that haunted her every stroke. "That color is too bold, Elara. Your composition is weak, amateurish." She flinched, her resolve wavering under the weight of the inner critic's words. She tried to ignore it, dipping her brush into the vibrant hues she had mixed with such care. But the inner critic was relentless, dissecting her every move, undermining her confidence with each stroke. Frustration welled up inside her. She threw her brush down on the table, splattering a blob of crimson paint across the canvas, an angry mark on the pristine surface. "I can't do this," she muttered. The inner critic smirked, its voice dripping with smug satisfaction. "I told you, you're not good enough. You'll never be a real artist." The words hung in the air, heavy and suffocating. Tears welled in her eyes as she looked around the studio, a graveyard of unfinished projects. Each canvas was a testament to her own self-doubt, a monument to her perceived failures. Exhausted and heartbroken, Elara knelt to clean her brushes, her movements slow and deliberate. She felt like giving up, abandoning her dreams to escape the relentless torment of the inner critic. In her weariness, she accidentally knocked over a jar of black ink, and it splattered wildly across a blank canvas on the floor. Black lines twisted and blotched across the pale surface like a storm unleashed. "Clumsy fool!" the voice sneered, sneaking into her mind with its familiar cruelty. "See what you've done? Messed everything up!" Elara stared down at the ink splash, expecting the familiar sense of failure. But something in her shifted. It wasn't perfect, it was a mess, a mistake. And yet, there was something compelling about the chaos. The black marks, though unintended, breathed life and movement across the pale canvas. On an impulse she hadn't felt in ages, Elara picked up her brush and began to work with the ink splash instead of against it. A smile tugged at the corner of her lips. The voice quickly stirred, indignant and mocking. "What are you doing? That's meaningless. No one will understand this nonsense." This time, Elara did something new. The simple words felt like a key turning a lock deep inside her. She let go of the crushing need for perfection, the paralyzing fear of judgment. Without a plan, she let the ink splash guide her brush. The chaotic blotches became a crow taking flight, wings stretched wide against a stormy sky. A shadow danced across the canvas, swirling in patterns only she could see. She was lost in the moment, guided by instinct and free from the constraints of expectation. Time slipped away. As she painted freely, without criticism or fear, The studio was filled with a quiet energy, a sanctuary of creative expression. Hours later, when Elara finally stepped back, the painting before her was raw and powerful. It pulsed with life, the imperfect, untamed spirit she had feared to reveal. The voice in her head fell silent, stunned into awe by the boldness of her creation. For the first time, Elara felt a sense of pride and accomplishment. In the quiet that followed, Elara understood something vital. The critic power came only when she chased perfection. When she allowed herself to play, to explore and make mistakes, the voice had nothing left to say. From that day on, Elara met her inner critic not with silence, but with gentle defiance, a whisper of playfulness that turned judgment into freedom. She learned to embrace her mistakes, to see them not as failures, but as opportunities for growth and discovery. With each brushstroke, she defied the inner voice that had held her back for so long. And in that freedom, her art soared. She created pieces that were raw, authentic, and deeply personal.